All right, peace, y'all. How y'all feeling? How are y'all feeling? How are y'all feeling? Let's get this going. We are here. All right. All right. So my day is a little behind. Busy day, busy day, busy day, busy day. Really just getting started, but let's just dive right into it. Yesterday, fantastic day. Every Wednesday we have our weekly training call, and if you've been keeping up with what we have going on, we just had a 3-day challenge about a week and a half, 2 weeks ago, or something like that. And we brought in a new group, a new class of investors. So that was their first time last night on the call with the larger group, right? So that went really, really well. See, like, so as new land investors, this is why we like to bring in groups at a time, because we opened it up for 20 new people, 20 new investors. 20 new investors came in, right? So we even gave those first 20 new investors, we gave them an isolated training day. They trained on Tuesday, then we invited them to our normal schedule Wednesday training day. So that's 2 touch points. This is how you get them on the fast track faster. We gave them 2 touch points. So we can't I can't slow the larger group down because new people are coming up, and that forces new people to say, "Well, get down, or get right, or get left." That's pretty much it. Because as this group is moving a lot faster, then I have to teach at that speed. So I'm happy that we were able to have that introduction, or that 20-person mastermind for that group, because I can teach to where they are, right? I can give them instructions to where they are. Same thing when I come on social media. I just don't talk about, or I don't give a whole deep dive into the world of land investing, because I don't know where you are. And I'm assuming that you're probably in the beginning stages of land investing. So why talk about more advanced things if you haven't mastered the beginning steps? So pretty much every time I come on here, I'm kind of concentrating on beginner things, like, tax sale investing, tax deed investing. I'm usually talking about areas that you can get started in for minimal amounts. Like, I can talk about bigger deals. I can talk about deals, $100,000, $200,000 deals in much better areas, but I don't think that will serve you well as a person on the outside that may be inquisitive about coming on the inside, or how you can get started. This is why we do like the space, because it serves just about everybody, regardless of where you are. If you're a beginner, if the budget isn't that big, if the budget is big, you can start where you are. If you had more money to get started, then you probably don't want to start to where you're buying land for 1,500. You probably want to start where your budget, if you can afford $20,000 land, you would probably start there. If you don't have $20,000, I recommend that you start with what you do have. Anytime we start dealing with denominations of $1,000 and under, if it's a tight budget around those denominations, I recommend that you don't invest. I recommend that you just gather up all the information that you can, because my belief is, and this is what we have conversations about in my private community, is if it hurts, don't do it. Don't do it if it hurts. If it's going to hurt you to invest, don't do it. Save up the money to where it's not a heavy lift, right? I always say, I don't think we have enough conversations about money. We do a lot of foolish things with money that put us in a crunch or put us in a squeeze, but nobody's checking you on it. Nobody's holding you accountable on it. Because I know for a fact that we all have the ability and we all have figured out how to earn money. We're doing it. You're probably on your job right now. Right now, this is my job. Going live these days is my job. So if you figured out how to earn money, the question is, how do you keep it? How do you grow it? And the only two things that I found out or I've learned in my travels is how to keep it and grow it is by saving it and investing it. That's it. Everything else is probably a prank. So we have to be cognizant about saving money and growing money. You figured out how to earn it. That's it. And inside of my ACRES community, we have a whole section that's dedicated to talking about money. I want to talk about how do we keep the money? How do we grow the money? Because once we're keeping it and once we're growing it, then we can do what every other culture has been and continues to do. That's invest with each other. And that's the overall goal. How can we invest with each other? 3 is better than 2, 4 is better than 3. The strength is in the numbers. UNITY. Unity. But until we understand that concept, this culture will be divided and move slow and be in last place when it comes in arenas like land investing. And when you pull back the curtains, most people don't know, but when you pull back the curtains, we're last in this department. We're last in farming. We were once not first because we're not the majority here, but we were doing much better at one time. Now we're complete last. We own less than 3% of all agricultural land, 2% of all, 3% of all commercial land, 2% of all agricultural land, 1% of all farmland. We pretty much don't exist in that space. So I say, let's gather the masses and let's make this topic popular again. That's why you see us in support of two things: land ownership and farming. That's what we push: land ownership and farming. Let's make this popular all over again. Most people look at us and say, you don't look like a land investor. Well, what do a land investor look like? Oh, you don't look like you would be into farming. Well, what does the person that look like he should be into farming look like? Should I have a straw hat on? Like, make it make sense. So, Common Acres, right? The people make the Acre Boys. We'll always be doing what we're doing because that's what we do for a living. But the people is what makes Acre Boys. This is who we go hard for. We go hard for the people. If I don't have a class to teach, then we don't teach. So we just want to pass along the information and pass along the knowledge, because now we've built a platform and a foundation where my opinion, well, and it's been told to us that our word and our voice is respected. So if you have a voice, use it. Use it in a productive and positive way. So here we are. So call was really good. I introduced last night into the community a new place to invest from a tax deed standpoint. It's a lot of auctions that go on throughout the year. You just have to know how to locate them, and you have to know what the dates are to participate in them. Then last but not least, you have to know how to participate on them. You have to know what's a good deal. I'll give you a prime example. So last night on the training call, just picture this. We were looking at an area, really nice area, and they had a vacant lot that was in between a nice house and in between another nice house. And the lot was vacant, and it was in the auction list. That made me say, well, most people, when I showed it to the group, they said, "Oh, that's a nice lot. I probably would be interested in it." See, as you go on, you get experience, and it made me say, "Well, nice house to the left, nice house to the right, auction lot in the middle. Why?" The whole thing that we do these days is ask why, figure out what's wrong. Like a relationship, we all could deal with the good side of the relationship. What's the bad side of it? So anytime I'm at a tax sale auction, you have to ask yourself, why is a good property in the auction? How did that happen? Now, Ray, you may make it sound like everything that's at an auction is a bad thing. That is not what I'm saying, because we've made a lot of money invested in auction or tax forfeited property. So I'm not saying that. I'm just telling you how to think about it, because most new people, all they look at or attempt to see is the money in the good. But we do it in reverse. I'm swiftly trying to identify what's wrong. I can deal with the good 10 times out of 10. I need to know if I can deal with the bad. Does the bad disqualify this property from making money or me investing in it? So you don't get that trained eye until you have that type of experience on the clock. And even if I'm telling you, I know how you do or will do as a new person, you're so concerned about making the money that sometimes you don't see the board completely. And that's the importance of mentorship. So once we have our trainings, investors, I don't use the word students. Why don't I use the word students? Because we're not students, they're investors. And we're all on the same playing field. We're investing, we invest as well. So we are investors. I just it happens to be my program and we teach it, but that's why I don't use the word students or mentees. So the investors, as new people, they have the opportunity to bring it to someone that has a lot more experience than them and say, "Hey, what do you feel about that deal?" And my eye will probably be different than a new person's eye. Another deal that came, gentleman wanted us to look at a deal. It was a dilapidated house in Arkansas, and he said, "Do you think that I should buy it?" The house was going for $15,000. Sometimes I buy houses from auction, sometimes I don't buy houses from auction. It just depends on the house. As a new person, you may think that the nicer the house, oh, it's a steal. There's things to check off before you start seeing the money. There's things to check off, especially ask yourself again. I just said it. Ask yourself, why would a good looking house be in the auction for $1,500? Because they was just waiting for you to come and find it and make the money? Could be, but I highly doubt it. So you have to smoke out what's wrong with these deals. And that's tax deed investing. That's tax sale investing. Even if you're buying tax liens, the counties will sell you anything. They'll sell you landlocked property. They'll sell you wet properties. They'll sell you properties that you can't use. It's not their job to give you good properties. It's their job to get every property that has a tax forfeited or a tax lien or foreclosure on it. It's their job to get them off the books. And you'll find that every auction that you pull up to, it'll say, "Buyer beware." It's just the truth. Now, if you don't know what you're doing, they're not giving you your money back once you buy it. You're just out. I had a young man that came, this is sometime maybe a year ago. He came into our community. I don't know what made him buy it, but he didn't follow the trainings. And he went and bought two properties that was clearly wet, right? They were clearly wet once we just did a quick evaluation on it. And he was like, "Well, could I give them back to the auction?" Absolutely not. You're out of money. And that's like the second time that I had an investor do that. If you buy a property that's wet and it has wetlands on it, you're probably stuck with it, because Who are you going to sell it to? That's right, KG. They have to analyze the facts. You have to know the facts of the deal, right? You'll get to the money. Knowing or getting the education, the money will follow the education. It's just the facts. All right. So, free course giveaway is something that we do in our private community every 15th of the month. We give a free course away in our private community. Now, keep in mind, this is why I say sometimes people, opportunity could be looking you right in your face and you just won't accept it, because my community, this entry level community, the Acres community, this is not where we hyper focus on land buying and land selling. That's not that. This is an introduction to the Acre Boys, where we have continued conversations about land and we talk about other things in there, farming, investing. We have a book club. It's a really, really good community. That's only $4.99. For $4.99, if you do the math times 12, that's $70 for the year. This course that we give away every 15th, we sell this course, right? It's one of our entry-level courses that we sell for $600. We sell it for $600 all day long. So we give these courses away every 15th of the month to a member. You must be a member, right? And once you get the course, you get the training on how to go out and find these auctions on your own, how to participate in these auctions on your own, what tools that we use to see things from a virtual standpoint. It's all inside of that course. Even if you came into my larger community, I'm going to tell you, go to that course and refer to the things that's laid out in that course to get you to the next level. So when we say we're giving value for $4.99, I don't know. Maybe this space is not for you. I mean, I don't know how to help, because I do want to help myself in total transparency. I'm always looking to help myself. So for $4.99, that's why I did it that way, because I want to help at the same time while helping myself. We want to help as many people as possible. And we go live in that community. So you can talk to us inside of that community. Sometimes I go live directly from the community, where you have to type like you're doing now on this live. And sometimes I go live off of Zoom, where you can cut your camera on and have a one-on-one conversation with me. And for the record, just being transparent, these one-on-one conversations, people pay us a lot of money for one-on-one tutorials. So for $4.99, those investors, I call future investors, those investors that's inside of that community, they have had the chance to pick my brain and ask one-on-ones. Now, I'm not saying that, I'm the guru or any of that. I'm just telling you that when it comes to certain level of land investing, I know what I'm talking about. And I stand on that. You don't do something for 9 years and don't know nothing, or you shouldn't. And if you don't, you should probably stop. So comment the word acres. Come be a part of the community. I told you all I could tell you about it. We're not the guys that I'm gonna send you a link and then it's going to be, I said it's $4.99. It's $4.99. It's not an upsell. There's no upsell after that. You're in the community. You get a profile. You state who you are, what you're looking to do. Start communicating as a member of the community. Enter to win the free course on the 15th. That's it. When we go live, I always say have your notifications on, because I don't want you to miss when we go live inside of the community. It's a different conversation than when I go live on social. There's certain things I just will not say on social media. There's certain things we don't expose to social media. Inside of that room, there's a young lady. In fact, y'all may have seen the post. Put a post out, 66-year-old woman that's just bought 34 acres to work on her family compound. She's selling her property that she previously owned to pick up the 34 acres. She's selling that property. Where's the property listed at? It's not on the market, but we do have a room where we list off-market deals inside of that community, all for $4.99. All right. So I'm going to move on to my next task. In fact, my next task is I'm going to the private community and I'm going to go live inside of that community. So if you did comment acres, get in there and join me on that live. And as you see, I'll be a man of my word. It will be a different conversation inside of that room. All right. So I'm headed over there now. Comment acres. If you are joining, I'll see you over there. Peace.